And welcome to episode 3 of College Football Summer School. My name is Aaron Morse, joined as always by Matt Phifer and Veair Green, talking all the hot topics in the offseason. And Phil Steele came out with his preseason All-Americans already. We're in June, but hey, why not? Let's talk about it. He had Marcus Mariota as his first-team All-American quarterback over Jameis Winston. Veair, let's start with you. What do you think about that choice?
I'm not a big fan of it. Usually, I agree with most of the things Phil Steele says, but I just think a Heisman winner, national champ, I don't think Mariota has done enough to surpass Jameis Winston for that first team spot. I think he got it wrong. I think Jameis Winston should be on that first team.
Matt Phifer, your thoughts on Phil Steele's picks?
You know what? I say it fully respecting Phil Steele. Everybody knows his preseason guide is the Bible for college football fans, but I'm sorry. He's not right on this one. I think Jameis, you got to go with the defending national champ. Their numbers were similar in every way, but Winston threw for almost 500 more yards. He does a great job squeezing the ball in tough situations. You've got to take Winston. You've got to take the national champ.
He won the Heisman last year. Do you guys think Winston's going to win the Heisman again this year? Because Mariota is Steele's pick. I mean, do you guys think some other candidate might emerge? Matt?
I really don't think so, and I really feel like winning 2 Heismans is going to be kind of like a horse winning the Triple Crown again. It's going to be one of those things that we're going to talk about it over and over and over, and it's just not going to happen because I think, or at least not for a very long time, because we've kind of set the bar so high for these guys once they win the Heisman. We saw it with Tebow, we saw it with Manziel, and we're going to see the same thing again with Jameis Winston. So I really don't think Winston's going to win the Heisman, no.
Well, who do you think it's going to be, Matt? I want an answer here.
I think early in the season, it's really, I think it's hard to even pick anybody at this point. I think Marcus Mariota would be a good pick. I would be willing to say Mariota might take it, though.
Veair, who do you think's the Heisman favorite? Is it Mariota, Winston, someone else, maybe?
Well, if we're handing out Heismans in June, we'll have to be Winston, just for what he's done in the past. But a good point. Maybe Phil Steele maybe punishing Jameis Winston for his off-the-field antics. So if anything holds Jameis Winston back, it could be off-the-field antics that he's gotten into. And maybe that may be a sign of things to come with Phil Steele not picking him first. But if I had to pick one right now, I think I would say Jameis Winston.
Okay, and you mentioned off-air that Mariota has a very tough schedule, obviously, so that's going to, affect his Heisman candidacy. So I think it'll be someone else, none of the above. Who knows? We'll find out. Obviously, it's a ways away, but it's always fun to talk about. Now, what's not a ways away, what started this week, the Ed O'Bannon case, UCLA, in terms of players and the NCAA going up against them. The NCAA settled the EA Sports case. I believe actually EA Sports settled it, but in any case, that case was settled. Now the the O'Bannon case, the trial started. He already testified. Matt, let's start with you. What were your thoughts on the opening, remarks of the trial and everything?
I think this whole trial is starting very interesting, and I'll be honest, the fact that the NCAA already made a deal, considering the EA Sports case, I really feel starts burying the NCAA already because they've already admitted that they've been doing something wrong, not paying these guys. So I really think that favors Ed O'Bannon and the players. And then you look at what the NCAA's defense is, and it's the same defense we've heard over and over. They're going on this domino theory. Well, if we start paying these guys, then this happens and that happens. What's crazy is they're starting to use Little League Baseball as a defense. They're saying that, are we going to pay the kids in the Little League World Series? And I think it's crazy to use, paying 12-year-old baseball players as a defense when you're talking about a multi-billion-dollar sports like college basketball and football. So
yeah, you can pay those kids with hamburgers. You don't need to pay them with money.
Yeah, exactly. You take them for ice cream after the game.
Ice cream, right? Veair, your thoughts on the trial so far?
So I definitely agree with Matt. I think this basically is starting off wrong for the NCAA, and I think this case will be the landmark. I think it'll be one of the biggest judgments since the Title IX thing. Think about it. We had college football playoffs. No one thought we would see that. Now we see in this case, if it comes to find out that players should be paid, this could be a historic precedent in sports. And we're in a time where things are changing, the landscape. This case could, hey, who knows? It could change football forever. So it's very interesting, but it's not starting off good for the NCAA.
No, it's not. And, on a lighter note in terms of Johnny Manziel was in the news again because he was drafted by the San Diego Padres. I believe it was the 28th round. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they were asked, why'd you pick him in the 28th round? They said, we really like the 27th round pick. Okay, they were joking. But your thoughts on Johnny football maybe being Johnny baseball down the road, Veair?
I don't think it's gonna come to fruition. If anything, I think it makes great business sense for San Diego. If Johnny Manziel doesn't make it in football and they do pick him up in baseball, hey, you have a great great sideshow. And Johnny Baseball, as they're calling it. So I'm not sure if he can hack it on the diamond. He hadn't played since I think junior high school, so I don't know if he has the skills to play shortstop of all positions. But it makes great business sense. But on the field, I don't think he'll get it.
Yeah, he was thinking about playing baseball at A&M, and then he won that Heisman Trophy, and I think that kind of derailed that idea there. Matt, your thoughts on Johnny Baseball?
Yeah, he's Johnny Football for a reason. He's a football player. Don't even think about baseball. First of all, I think he'll do fine with the Browns, but other than that, I mean, come on, we have a laundry list of players who have tried this. Michael Jordan, I mean, that come up to anybody? I mean, they tried baseball and it just didn't work. For the exception of players like Bo Jackson who made it work, yeah, it's not going to happen. So.
Yeah, baseball does have an interesting history of just drafting random football players. Like Tom Brady got drafted, Jake Locker got drafted, Russell Wilson actually played in the minor leagues for a while before going back to college for football. And he was in Rangers camp this spring just to kind of hang out. So maybe Manziel will hang out in Padres camp down the road. But yeah, he's Johnny Football. We'll see what happens up there in Cleveland in the NFL. All right, Veair Green, Matt Phifer, thanks so much for joining us. Hope you guys learned something on this episode of College Football Summer School. We'll see you next time.